right, hold on. Oh wait, did I have to click anything for recording?
No, it'll do that on
Okay.
You're live.
Hello. We're on my channel.
When you said this was your first sprints, like originally, I thought it was like your first with the Besties book club. And then I clicked in later that I was like, oh no, this is her first sprint.
Because the only other time she's done sprints is on other people's
on our channels. Yeah. Got you.
I am figuring it out at last.
Yay! I love it.
Hello. If you're here, say hello. What are you reading? What are you guys reading? Are we all reading Catherine?
No, we're not, because I'm not reading Catherine House.
Well, what are you reading?
I'm going to start Dial A for Aunties.
Ooh. Neva likes that one.
Yeah, Neva does like this one. So I figured that would be good. Can you let Kelsey?
Oh, I can. Where is she?
Should be down the bottom. Should be right next to your timer.
Right next
little box next to your timer.
Hold on. Nope. No. I don't see her anywhere.
Okay, you should see me, Neva, timer.
Oh, she's stuck down there. I found
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send a message. I don't know if
okay.
knows I'm here.
I was like, you should see me, Neva, and then I went, oh, maybe it was timer Neva because Neva went out and came back in. I don't know. Down there.
The Besties cat always disappears if I have sprints. Like it's like so I usually copy the link ahead of time, but I was at work and I wasn't even thinking of it. So then when I went to grab it, I'm like, yeah, it's disappeared.
You know, I was just like, I'll just shout out her name. I was like,
Kelsey. Okay. Oh, there we go. I did it. Okay.
You did it. Hi, Skylar.
Y'all were. Oh, you're on chapter 5. Oh, fun. How are you liking it? Hello, Chrissy. So, what are y'all reading then? You're reading Dial A for Auntie.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one not reading Catherine House, but I read it.
Started yet? Yeah,
I read it like 14, like literally 2 weeks ago. So I'm not rereading, but I'm going to read this instead, which I'm very excited about.
I don't know how I feel about this. I know I picked this, and now I'm scared.
How far are you in?
Oh, I haven't started.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I'll feel either.
Starting to
a hug.
Skylar,
confused but intrigued.
That was my feelings at chapter 5 as well.
Oh dear. What did I get us into?
I think it's still good. Like I still gave it 3 stars. Like I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't really tell you what happened. I'm excited for the live show to discuss it. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good for conversations in a live show.
Yeah.
Like I think that's going to be really good.
I can't say anything. I'm the only one that understood anything. So.
Well,
I understood bits. I just can't really. I'm glad I'm not leading this live show because that would be.
Yeah.
Like I think I'll be better as ask me a question and I can probably respond. But like if I was the one leading the live show, that might be touch and go.
Ooh, Home Before Dark. Nice. Haven't read that.
Oh,
on my list. How long did it take you to read?
Say hi.
Like 2
Hi, Brittany.
days? Hi, Ari. How are you?
You say hi to Rainey and Kelsey. Or?
Hi, Rainey. Hi, Kelsey.
Hi.
I was about to say, are we chopped liver over here?
Let's be honest. I'm the favorite.
Oh.
Yeah, like 2 days. Like 2 days. It took me like 2 days to read Catherine House.
Hi, Emil. Hello.
Emil said hi to you.
She does say hi.
Hi,
Emil. It's on my channel, isn't it? Yes. Oh God, what day is it?
January 29th. 2 p.m. or 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Eastern.
That's why Kelsey knows all the dates.
Hi, Skylar.
Because I barely have any to keep up with compared to you guys.
Literally, Kelsey is the only reason I know what's going on in my life.
There you go. And here's all the love for Ari. And Ari. And everyone else.
I mean, priorities, right? Ari first, of course.
How is everyone's week?
Tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a snowstorm tonight, and then it goes to like tomorrow night, and it's gonna be fun. I think we're getting 40
snow?
centimeters. 40 centimeters.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, that's so much snow.
And
Kelsey.
freezing rain. So I'm like, yep, I'm glad I'm working from home tomorrow.
Oh, I feel so bad. We're not having the
awful.
same winter. I know we
No,
live in the
we're
same
not.
country, but we're not having the same. I have not had snow yet.
2 weeks ago, it was plus 10 out, and now it's like negative 15.
I'm supposed to be like plus 15 this weekend.
I know, it's
It's
weird.
great.
It's really weird.
I don't know what's going on. It's
No.
very weird.
My day
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
No, my day's very busy tomorrow because I have my doctor appointment in the morning, and then I have to teach, and then I leave right after school to go on a field trip with like 70 of my middle schoolers to go see Aladdin the musical in Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Which I'm so excited to see that, but I'm not excited to see like 70 children.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I'm pretty much just sprinting all weekend. So
Yeah, we have sprints a lot of this weekend.
Literally, we have sprints all weekend.
That's okay. You're welcome. Hello, Steph.
Hello.
Another Ari. Hello. I'm doing my weekend vlog starting tomorrow.
Ooh, yay.
Is this gonna be your first booktube video then? I think. Yes.
I think so. I
think
subscribed
so.
to her and I didn't see any other ones.
I think so.
Woo. My week's going well reading wise, but life wise,
Same.
no lamp.
Same.
Can relate.
Oh,
Yeah.
LMAO.
Oh.
That makes so much more sense than help lamp.
I mean,
But I love how we all just went with it. We were like, yeah.
Well, like honestly, when I saw the first part, I didn't even see the last part.
it's okay. That's so funny. Oh dang. I forgot it's winter. We went swimming today. Ooh.
Nice.
Where are you? Where
I
are
was
you
just going to
living?
ask that.
Somewhere warm.
Chrissy lives in Florida.
It's not been warm the past couple days. It was 42 this morning.
I don't know what that is in our
That means
terms.
nothing to me. I was going to say.
We go Celsius.
That means legitimately no thing.
I always have to convert it. Like I'm like 42. Okay, let me convert it. And then I never remember what the conversion is.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm useless.
I just did a sprint last weekend. Oh, yeah. I do remember that. And yes, to Florida. Good. Good. Yeah. Well, wait. You do Celsius. You don't do Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Celsius.
Well, I don't know what your temperature is either. It means nothing to me.
Exactly.
It means nothing to me. That's fine. All right. Well, do we want to just start sprinting?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
You got this. You're
Hold
doing so well.
No.
Oh, no.
It all happens to us, Rainy.
There has at least been one sprint where Neva or I have kicked the other one off sprint by mistake by clicking the wrong layout. It happens all the time.
Okay. All right, ready? Here we go. Read your books. Okay.
Well, why didn't you do wet hat and drying?
Okay. Hello. Hold on.
I did not hear it.
Oh my God. I'll get this right one day.
I was going to say, I didn't hear it either.
I know, yeah.
You might have to go in, Rainy, into the settings on the timer and change the sound.
Yeah, change the bell sound. We both had this problem when we first used this timer, but changed it to chimes or bells.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
When they changed it, like, so we had extra backgrounds. They made it so that like the default one is like a bell or something, and it's very faint. Like you're.
I didn't hear it at all.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right, everyone, get
Good.
21 for me.
What, page 21?
Yeah, page 21. I'm listening and reading. I realized I don't have chapters, so I have to really keep along if I want to know where I am in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to page 60.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm 20% in, and I understand everything, but I don't know if that just is because I've only just started or what. But I also am in love with this book so far.
I understand it, but I'm only 21 pages in, so.
Well, I still understand 60 pages in, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I wrote.
How many pages did you read?
I wrote 24, 20 pages.
24.
Wow.
Nice.
Can you put my book back?
How long did you get into Catherine House before it got crazy?
Take it off.
Like when did
So for
the middle?
yeah, like,
Okay.
I mean, it takes a little bit because there's a lot of like world building. I guess I don't know how else.
Yeah.
No,
But when did you start like not understanding what is happening? Like
Brittany didn't
midway?
understand from the beginning. I don't think.
Oh, okay. So
No,
far,
I was like, well, I understood. Like, I was like, okay, this is like a cult situation, but I was like, I don't know where we're going.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just loving it.
I'm interested to see.
Love
I'm like, I
Bunny.
don't hate it so far.
I didn't hate it either.
Okay.
Well, I also loved Bunny, so I'm like, this might be right up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will see. All right.
That's okay. I'm okay being the only one who didn't like get it. That's totally fine.
Well, I mean, I'm only
Totally
20 pages
fine.
in. Things are going very downhill.
Better live show if everybody else followed the plot. And
Yeah.
So the reason I think me and Rainey are gonna like, I like this book. I gave it 4 stars. Compile said I could have given it 4.5.
Yeah. Hello, Ollie.
But also, Rainey and I read horror.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to go downhill for me.
Because I was
so
liking
far.
it, even though I didn't really know what exactly was going on for part of it. I still enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
Even when I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. It feels culty to me. Like, I still was enjoying it. And Brittany was like,
I don't know.
I like the culty aspect, but if it gets very horror, I won't like it.
It doesn't get
to be honest. Well, can I read this at night? Can I read this at night?
It's
okay.
It's not that kind of horror.
Okay.
Yeah, the vibes are culty. It's definitely not like
it or something.
It's
like
it's not horror like what you think of as horror. It's not like scary.
Okay, good.
No.
But like, I might switch books later.
The only reason that I think it's even listed as horror is because like there is like some horrific things going on, but it's not like, oh, creepy monsters.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well,
like,
yeah, as long as it's not like creepy, like, you know, where it's like leading up constantly and you get like really creeped out. Like, I just,
No,
I'm not gonna
no. No, it's not that kind.
Okay, good.
I really appreciate my husband trolling me in the chat.
At first, I read the comment when it popped in, but didn't read the name, and I was like, "Oh, weird! She's gonna get some spam." And
I read that when you were saying that, and then I looked and I'm like, "My freaking husband."
I was like, "Oh no, she's gonna get spam."
I mean, listen, it can't be any worse than Sam. He comes in here and tackles me to the ground when I'm on.
True.
This is also a lie because he does not read. That's very funny. He does not read a lick.
So funny.
Go home.
Please excuse me. I had to rip this out. Okay, I'm very. We're not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I had to rip it out.
I joined in that sprint, but didn't read anything. It was 3 dishes, but I already finished. Ooh, what did you like it? What I want to know.
What did you give it, Alexis? Want to know.
I want to know.
What did you give it? A 3?
Yeah.
What did Neva give it?
4.
4.
So I mean, I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, I hated it."
Yeah, you just didn't love it. It's in the middle.
Said I could have bumped it up to 4.5, but by the time I put it in Cop-Out, I already read my review.
Here's the thing with horror is I just want it to explain things better. But this happens in every horror I read. Is I am a fantasy person who reading horror. And I want the world building that just is not a part of horror. It's just not what horror does. It's not going to ever be there. And I need to just get used to that, but like it irritates me. Does that make sense? Like I want it.
Yeah.
And
I'm
a fantasy person that started reading horror, but also understood that horror doesn't. My mom read a lot of horror. Like,
well, I understand it's not there. I just want it to be there.
My mom,
me too.
Like Dean Koontz fan. Dean Koontz doesn't explain and not nothing.
No.
Hey.
and so my mom. Because she read that, like growing up, I also read Dean Koontz and like Thomas Harris and things like that. So I understand that like there's not going to be an explanation, at all, or you're not going to get one until the very, very end.
Yeah.
But if that's not your vibe,
exactly,
I tell people like I even said, I don't know if I wrote a review on Instagram, but when I wrote my review in my reading journal, I put like I would recommend this to people that already enjoy horror.
Right. Yeah.
Also, he gives it 4 cult sacrifices out of 5.
Love it.
Wow. That's great, Aaron.
That's good.
We're so glad you're enjoying it.
Can you stop trolling the chat?
Well, I got a little notification thing.
That I was going live.
And I had to do the husband thing. I couldn't help myself.
Well, at first I didn't know who wrote that comment, and I was like, "Who's hitting on me in the chat?"
That's what I thought. I was like, "Oh no, she's
husband on them." Oh wait, it is my husband. Never mind.
Yeah,
it's my husband.
It's some weird guy. I don't know.
You are weird.
I know.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
See you in a minute. I'll talk to you when we go on. Okay. All right. I did no reading. I made dinner and chores. That's okay. That is okay. Chores are important.
They are.
I was productive. I'm working on syllabi. # would rather be reading. Ooh. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, because ML's a fancy professor.
Gave 3 stars. Took a star off because I didn't like the ending. It was too ambiguous, and I don't like open endings.
I hate open endings.
I love open endings.
They were so different. I love that.
It's definitely an ambiguous ending.
Yes,
I will say. So like it's definitely I can't say any more than that, but like it's definitely like you have to decide what you think happens at the end.
I don't like books that wrap up in such a nice bow. I don't know.
I love that. Well, not like really tiny bow.
I don't know. I'm just like left to wonder, like, but wait, what happens here? What about this? I don't know. Like for me, it works. I don't know.
I go either way because like If We Were Villains has a slightly ambiguous ending, but I loved it, and I think it just depends for me on how what kind of ambiguous it is.
Yeah.
I do agree. Because
like if it kind of leads you to what it wants you to think happens,
exactly. I like that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, I'm like, what?
But I also don't like too like tidy of an ending that it's just like so like perfect. I don't like that either. So
no, there are some that I haven't liked. Like I hated the mother thing one when I read it because like it was just like there were so many unanswered questions that were just stupid. It was just kind of like, I don't understand. But the worst one that I'm pissed at is The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry, which I don't know if anyone's read. That's a really good thriller. But like, it just ends as if like there's a chapter missing. And I was just like, what is going on? And then, what was it? I found out on Instagram, apparently she had an epilogue in her book. And her editor said she needed to cut it because it didn't add anything to the story.
Wow.
And then she read it out loud. And I was like, why did you get rid of this?
But you got to hear it? Like she read it out loud after?
Yeah.
Okay, at least you got like that after. But
and then she said that soon after she released the book, she realized that was a bad mistake and she shouldn't have listened to the editor because everyone was giving it a 4-star or less because the ending sucked. And I'm like, yeah, the ending did suck. The whole book was good. And then the ending was like, ew.
But my thing is, in horror, I prefer an ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
In horror, because otherwise because if you don't have an ambiguous ending in an actual horror book, like if it's truly horror, if you don't have an ambiguous ending, it's too neat at the end. Okay, you need to
that's true. That's true.
Then that's my thing with ambiguous endings in horror, but I don't like ambiguous endings in thrillers. I feel like there needs to be kind of resolution.
You're not gonna make my wish
Yeah.
right now.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chrissy doesn't mind open endings. So, there you go. Also, there's my dad trolling the chat.
I actually was like, who's that mouth?
Hi, Dad. This is a great night.
I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm never doing this again. I'm kidding.
No, you're fine.
I will forever fixate on the ending if you don't wrap it up nicely. It'll keep awake for weeks, but I don't need the ending perfect. Just don't leave it.
Yes, that's exactly it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it just depends on how it's done, but I think it's a common thing in horror, which is fine if you like horror. Yeah. But I until the fall really have never read horror at all.
This is my first horror, so
like very new to it, and I think I'm just like not necessarily like they all got 3 stars, every single one of them. Mm-hmm. So maybe that just kind of says maybe it's not my most favorite of genres, which is fine. Not everything is for everybody, but
that's true.
But I think that's kind of nice with our book club is there's people who read different things.
Yep.
Yes.
And in different configurations where Neva and I read more fantasy, but you and I read more thrillers and they read more horror. Like it's like in different configurations of who reads what. So
yeah. I mean, well, Rainey's finally getting into some smut, but I was for a while the only one that read smut.
Right. You two read smut. We don't really read smut.
I've read a few, but it's not like my just Kindle Unlimited ones.
Yeah, but we don't read the smut.
Not to that level. There's no way.
Yeah, you say you read smut. Eventually. You're talking about Tessa Bailey level smut, which is
that's pretty smutty.
Well, yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's different than what I read.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, you reading Brutal Prince, Rainey?
Yeah.
Is like Brutal Prince is like the, no pun intended, but the tip of the iceberg.
Oh no, I totally know that. I've read it and it sounded like a little above Tessa Bailey, but not much.
Yeah, because there's only one book that I can think of, and it was that book that I started for Smuttathon that I ended up putting it down. And it was because of something that was in there that I didn't realize was something that I was not like gonna vibe with until I read it, and I was like, and no.
Yeah. Although, speaking of thrillers, I'm supposed to have started this the other day because I'm like buddy reading it with a bunch of people in one of my friends' Patreons, and everyone is saying this book sucks.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah,
that's what I heard too.
And I loved both of the books I read by her, so I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, everyone said this one just has fallen so flat, and that like Local Woman Missing, they're like, how did she go from that to this? Like, apparently this.
Yeah, I love that book.
So. I haven't read any.
I haven't read any of her stuff,
and I'm reading it as a taste test. So I'm reading this Local Woman Missing and the other Misses. And
start with that one, and then go to Local Woman Missing after.
Probably
because at least then it's not at least then it's like an enjoyment thing. Like you just steadily get better instead of worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I'm gonna be really honest, that's why I did not read Home Before Dark before I read The House Across the Lake. I owned Home Before Dark first because I bought it through Kindle, but I read House Across the Lake, which a lot of people, including Rainey, did not like. I gave it 5 stars.
A lot of people didn't like that one. Yeah,
I gave that shit 5 stars. But I'm going to do a Riley Sager themed vlog, a taste test, I guess, kind of. Even though technically it won't be because I've already read one book, but I'm going to reread House Across the Lake.
Yeah,
because I think that there are books that I gave 5 stars in 2022 that if I had been reading them to really rate them, they wouldn't have been 5 stars. Now, I'm not going to change any ratings that I've made through like Storygraph or Goodreads.
Yeah.
Unless the book went from like a 5 to like a 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about doing a theme vlog that's like books that I gave 5 stars in 2022.
Yeah.
And it's been 5 stars.
Mhm.
And House Across the Lake is Hidden Pictures is not 1. I'm sorry, that's 5 stars. I died.
Oh, yeah.
But House Across the Lake is one that I'm thinking of rereading because I don't know that one and The Lies I Tell. I don't know if I would have actually given either one of those a full 5.
Oh, I loved The Lies I Tell.
I did too.
That
I did
surprised
too.
me how much I liked that book.
What's that? Who's that by? It sounds familiar, but
Julie Clark,
oh, okay.
I think she wrote
The Last Flight.
The Last Flight.
Oh yes.
Which, the only reason I'm thinking about not including The Lies I Tell in that vlog is because I gave The Last Flight 5 stars too.
Okay.
And even though some people were like, well, this isn't really that scary because The Lies I Tell wasn't like, but it was still a thriller. Like it still kept me like
that book was good. I really
on the edge of my seat. And it was the first book of the month book I got after I re-signed up.
Yeah. Well, I have only read Survive the Night and House Across the Lake and gave them both 2 stars, so it can only really go up from here.
Maybe it could go 1 star.
I pre-ordered his new book.
Oh, I did too, because that actually looks really good. And am I going to keep buying his stuff and probably hating it? Who knows?
I only have 1 book by him.
Oh, I have
Home Before Dark.
I've only read one, and it's
I haven't even read
Last Time I Lied.
Yeah, makes sense.
It was okay.
Let me get caught up on the comments. Hey, ladies, just joining in. Hi, Taylor. I'm intrigued. I've never read smut or fantasy, but I'm interested in trying new genres. I usually do mystery or thriller only. You should totally try some new stuff. And if you need recommendations, I'm sure there's someone here to give you them for those genres. All right, let's see. I'm intrigued in Catherine House and might have to read it sometime this year. You could join us now. Come join us. Come read it with us. I like Home Before Dark so far, and I love it where I can't put it down because I like the thriller type aspect of it.
Yeah, I think I'll like this one.
I really only heard good things about Home Before Dark.
This one I only heard good things. Like I literally
this is the most popular Riley Sager book.
Yeah, I literally bought it with a gift card because Kim told me that she wanted me to read it.
Have none of us read it?
Nope.
No.
Well,
it may be a book club pick for Breeds with B and K later in the year.
Around the Halloween.
Around Halloween.
Okie dokie.
So save it.
So, just hold on to that.
I'll hold on to it. Okay. I have a question. I'm doing a first weekend vlog. Can I include non-book things?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to add non-book things.
Yeah.
You don't want to just
I have to figure that's a goal for me in 2023 is to start doing like actual B-roll because like I didn't do that last year.
I suck at B-roll.
I didn't know that was a thing that you were supposed to do.
I had it in all my original vlogs, and it lately has gotten less and less happening.
I never know what to put. Like, and then I watch other booktubers that do a fantastic job at B-roll.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to step up my
I think I just need to do more things. Like I do a lot of just like housework and reading. It's not really anything I can film.
I do lots of things and I don't film them.
Like I don't leave my house that often. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like I'm home.
I'm gonna film.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I can add that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to add stuff like that. And well, I'm reading The Last Time I Lied. Hopefully, I liked it. No, I never read that.
I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. It was mostly just because to me it read really YA because almost over half the characters are teenagers.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this reads really young.
Yeah.
And I just think I didn't go into it expecting that.
Yeah.
And that was really the only reason. It wasn't that the story I didn't like.
Yeah.
It just read kind of young and it wasn't what I was feeling at the time.
Yeah. My B-roll for this week's vlog is my 18-year-old brother thinking he can guess the color of gummy Skittles and getting it wrong.
I love that.
I do love that.
I love that.
Gotcha. All right. We are caught up. Are we ready to do another sprint?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm going to get food during this sprint. So woohoo. Girls got to eat. All right. Let me put it back. Okay. Happy reading.
Wait, where's the timer?
I was just about to unmute myself and be like, Rainy, you didn't share the timer.
I don't know how to do anything.
I'm like, did she just gone?
I know.
There we go.
Bye.
Hello. How did everyone do?
Good.
Oh, where's Neva? Did she disappear? Oh, let you back in.
To let her back in.
Sorry.
All right, we lost like the power blink,
Slice.
and I was hoping that it would like reconnect before, and then it didn't, and it
I'm
blinked,
sorry I made you stay there so long.
and then it blinked again, and I was like, oh. So it took me like 10 minutes to see you and get back in.
Well, it took me 15 to let you in, so you know. I'm sorry.
All good. It's all good.
It's really fine.
Well, you're here. How'd everyone do?
I got to page 62.
Nice.
I'm
you liking
at
it?
around 50.
Yeah,
how are you liking that?
I think I'll like it once we get into it more. It's still like the first part's really because they bounce back and forth between like past and present.
Yeah.
So I want more of the like crazy hecticness of the
You get
aunties, and I'm assuming that comes shortly.
How long is it?
Only 290 pages.
So
Okay.
you're probably relatively close to it being just present.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to kick in. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have the past in order for the rest of the for the book to continue.
That's what I'm figuring is it's necessary, but like I just want to stay in the
If you
crazy.
give it less than 4 stars, you can tell me, but then we will never talk about it again.
That's fair enough.
I gave it 5 stars.
I know that you loved it.
I think the second one though, I gave 4 stars.
Well, I've heard the second one's not as good.
Because here's the thing. If you go in with 4 aunties and a wedding, 4 aunties and a wedding is the first one, right?
No, 4 aunties. Dial A for aunties is the
Dial A for aunties. Okay, so 4 aunties and a wedding is the second one. If you go into it expecting it to be as great as the first one, you're going to disappoint yourself. I'll just say that. But I feel like that's with kind of any second book, in my opinion. Because like Finley Donovan, I gave both the first and the second book 5 stars. But also, I went into the second book being like, I don't know how this will top the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
And I think we need to go into the third as well.
Yeah, and like you have, I feel like especially with cozies, you have to. I'm sorry, my light is like dead. Especially with cozies, you have to go in expecting that the next one will not be as good, or you're just going to disappoint yourself. So like.
Absolutely.
The aunties in 4 aunties in a wedding, it's less realistic. I'll just say that. Like the chaos around them.
But I'm okay in a cozy at not being realistic. Like I don't feel like that's necessary in a cozy.
Finley Donovan's not realistic at all.
Oh yeah, no.
My friend Amanda I think she gave it like 2 or 3 stars the second 4 aunties in a wedding, or she DNF'd it. I don't remember, but she rated it relatively low, and she was like, I don't know why you gave it 5 stars. And I was like, honestly, I didn't go into it expecting it to be better than the first one.
Yeah.
So for what it was, like, it was a fun time. So I gave it 5 stars because in 2022 I was reading for vibes, and that was it.
Yeah.
I made it to like chapter 6, but I am listening to it at 2.5 because it's a re-listen.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I understand it now, like more on reread.
Okay.
They're spicy. They'll be too hot for you. I didn't read this sprint because I went to get food, and then I was like, I could eat or I could read, but then I'm not going to eat, so I just ate. But it's fine. I'll read on the next sprint.
They're not spicy.
They are spicy. They're going to be too hot for you. I'm sorry.
And I'm around page 50. I think.
Oh, so you're almost where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I just got to, what was it? They're coming up or coming out or coming something.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
you're almost at the chanting.
Coming in or some coming out or
oh dear.
whatever the chapter is called.
Get ready for the chanting because I was
the chanting.
Keep chatting to yourselves. I'll be right back.
And then Neva messaged me and was like, I feel like this is a lot. And then I started to chant to her in a video message or in a voice message because I was like, yeah.
They say like the house.
I'm in the house, in the woods.
In the woods.
Okay, I'm not there yet.
And I
like
almost there.
And I was like, because I was listening to it while doing chores.
Oh.
And I was like, why do I feel like I just entered a cult? Like, what is happening? And so she started chanting to me.
I did. I was like, you're in the house, in the woods, and the woods is in the house, and the house is in the trees.
And I was like, wow, buddy. Like, I'm sorry. If I was in an establishment and they started doing that, I would just leave. Like, I would just nope right out of there.
Yeah, but it sounds like the main character like doesn't have anywhere else to go. Like, she's just like, I'm here.
I would have liked to have that more explained. Maybe I missed it.
It's explained later at the end.
Why she has
no place to go?
Well, I think actually, it doesn't really mention that specifically at the start.
I'm trying to think how to say this without like spoiling it.
Just message
you. Okay, I'll message you, but there is a spot at the end.
You mean the hotel thing?
Where
why the main character,
why she has nowhere else to go, what happened.
Well, yeah, like the thing with the Mr. Gonzalez or whatever.
Yeah, but does it ever really say like at the start like why she it didn't.
Yeah. It explains it at the end. That's all I can say. Brittany, I'll message you.
Don't ruin it.
I think by the end I was just like,
but I think by the end, Brittany was like, I don't know.
So done
for the last 300 pages. So
I was like, at this point, I don't understand, and I think I slightly gave up trying.
During what's her name, the head teacher lady.
Oh, whatever her name is,
the one that's constantly talking to her,
and like something with a V. That one.
Yeah, her. Yeah. She says something. She like during her monologue at the end, she says something about it.
Okay.
It basically says like, I know why you're here, blah blah blah, and then talks about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Oh, I'm a boring person. I work from home and usually 99% in PJs. I mean, I love it. Brittany also agrees.
Same.
As long as I'm not the only one.
No, you're not.
I read 24 pages of People of Sparks. I've never heard of that.
No, me either.
I hope you're liking it. Hello, Kiana. Hello. What you reading? I have 100 pages left of Hush Hush, which is an older YA book that's really quick, so I'm hoping to finish tonight. I have heard of that one. It's been a while. Too. Is that the one with the feather on it, or is that something else I'm thinking of? I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't know for sure. Finley would have been under the jail.
Seriously.
Yeah, like in real life, absolutely.
Oh,
like the way that she gets away with things, like there's no way.
No.
Especially like I don't feel like this really ruins anything, but especially like with the people that she's involved with, like
all
the lawyers and police officers surrounding her. Yes,
dates a cop. Like I don't.
And a lawyer, and her sister's a cop, and there's like so many. There's so many.
No way. Like her sister would have arrested her.
Or you would never want to live in this town because clearly the police are not.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Because I think
no one can keep you safe in this town.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like this ruins anything, but I feel like the only thing Finley Donovan actually gets in trouble for, like in either book, is when she fucking put Play-Doh in Teresa's exhaust pipe.
She gets slightly in trouble when she impersonates someone in the second book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the amount of trouble she would have gotten in real life.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
100%.
Like the only thing she really got like in trouble for that would have been it was like realistic was when she put Play-Doh in Teresa's exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
Oh, Therese. I read 5 pages. Good for you.
Perfect.
I read some smut. I think I'm a fan. Interesting.
You just try to call me.
What'd you read? Oh, She Made So Many Mistakes. I haven't heard of that one. Who's that by?
No, I think she's talking about Finley.
Oh, I was like, weird.
I think she's talking about Finley there.
Brave by Shay Sanders. It had a reverse harem. Ooh, interesting. I've never actually read a harem book yet. It's on my list, but I'm like, okay. Oh, I was right. There are feathers on the cover.
Don't you love when that happens? Where you're like, I think I know this book.
I think I do, yes.
I think I can picture it.
I think I can picture it. I'm like, I want to look up what this book is she's reading. I've never heard of it. Ooh, there's like a pretty lady on the cover. Interesting. I'll think about it. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let me take that off. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna probably read Catherine House for the next one because I do want to get a little bit further because I kind of want to get to where things get weird and see if I also do not understand.
I think you are going to, though. You read a lot more horror than I do.
I mean, yeah, but like the horror I read is not all like weird. Like I don't even know how to classify this because I feel like I would put this book in the same category as I would Bunny, as I would in The Last House on Needless Street, which I haven't read that book either. I want to read that, but I've heard this book is insanely bizarre.
I'm gonna read The Last House on Needless Street because it's one of the books that Lexi gave me, and I'm currently working on her vlog right now because I mean, you can see if you look at my Goodreads, but I am listening to not The Martian, Project Hail Mary.
Oh, nice.
Which is fine. Like it's good. Like I think it's gonna be 5 stars, just like The Martian was.
I can't wait to read that one.
I wanted to read the Last House on Needless Street. I actually own it.
Me
like
too.
it's literally like I think I got it on release day. Like I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered the Kindle version and then it's just been sitting there staring at it. Okay. But I tried to read Bunny and I DNF'd it because I did not vibe with it at all.
Yeah.
I think I got like 20% in and I was like, I literally have no idea what's happening. So at least with Catherine House, like I even when I wasn't quite understanding what was going on, like even when it was like so weird that I was like, I don't know what's happening, I was still like wanting to figure out what was happening. With Bunny, I didn't know what was going on and I did not care.
Yeah. No, I want to read that. I was thinking of doing even an author taste test for her because she has that book and then Sundial and then her old book that's been like republished, like Little Eve or something. And then she has some new horror book coming out this year. And I was like, oh, she might be a good person to like check out.
That's Darcy Coates, right?
No, Catriona Ward.
Catriona Ward. Okay.
I don't really care for Darcy Coates. I tried reading one book by her, and she would be the only person I would classify as like cozy horror, and it was just not. No, like if you're gonna do horror, like do horror. I don't know. It was weird.
She was like, if you're gonna do horror, just leave it at that. Yeah.
Just actually.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't read anything by her. I don't know that I'm interested in reading Sundial. Like from reading the synopsis and hearing other people talk about it, it just doesn't feel like a book that I am
fine.
That I'm really interested in reading. That doesn't mean I wouldn't read it.
Yeah.
You know? But also like I don't know, the cover is off-putting to me for Sundial.
Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, I already did that one. I'm 136 pages. Ooh, nice. Left in your book. Awesome. I've requested Assassin's Blade. We'll be ready in February. Yay! I'm so excited. I had a lot of people message me and say, this is my first time reading it.
I was going to say, I feel like so many people are reading with us in February. I've had so many messages.
Yeah, and I have too. And apparently, Crystal the reason Crystal had the link to the thing is because to the Discord is because she messaged me, I think it was yesterday, and she's like, is there a link to the Discord? Because she posted that she was gonna read it. And she was like, a bunch of people are asking to read it. So like I think a lot of the people that have joined the Discord
I think so.
People from Crystal, because I sent it to her and then I immediately saw that she posted a story with the with the Discord, and she's like, here's the Discord link or whatever. So like I'm excited that so many people want to read it.
You started, right?
Me? Yeah. Well, I'm about halfway through the first novella. I will say this. I am waiting for the library to give me the audiobook. I don't think I'm going to get it. Like, I think I'm going to be able to read this quicker than I'm going to get the audio. And I only really like audio for because I immersion read fantasy anyway. So I only really like the audio, so I know how to say people's names. In fantasy books. But because this is YA, I need people to understand that it reads like YA. It's very quick to read. Like I read the chapters, at least in the novellas, are very, very short. Like I think the longest novella is like 12 or 13 chapters. So it reads really quick. Like I can read an entire chapter standing outside waiting for Ari's bus.
Yeah. Have you read any more of Zodiac?
Yeah. I am caught up to this Sunday's pages, but I think
I haven't read this week's pages.
But I think that's only because I bought the audio. The audiobooks for Zodiac, in my opinion, are more enjoyable. I don't
know. I'm really liking it. So.
I was not loving trying to read it not as audio. So I did get the first 2 with Audible credits, and then next month I'll get the next 2. Because I am enjoying it a lot more listening to it than I was trying to read it. So it's probably that's probably just going to be like a whole plethora of books, because I know there are spin-off series to that too, that if I'm going to continue it, it's going to have to be audio. And the only place I can find the audio is through Scribd or through Audible.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't say that it's Audible exclusive, so I don't know.
Oh. I've met Sandra Cisneros. I don't know who this is. Who is
this?
I don't know who this is. I am one of them first time reading. Oh, yay. Yay.
I'm just surprised by how many people haven't read it. Because I thought that like our little group here was like the last group on the internet that hadn't read these books.
No,
I thought this too.
I really did. Like, I really thought this was one of those like series where not like that everyone else had read it on the internet.
I always feel like that when I'm about to read a popular book that I haven't read yet. Like I'm the last person who's read this, and then all my comments are, I haven't read it too. I haven't read it too. I haven't read it too. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not alone.
See, look, Kiana's first time too. Woo! Awesome.
Yay!
Did I read Brutal Prince? I did. I finished it last night. 5 stars. I went from Mother Thing at 2 stars to having 3 5 stars in a row. So
at least you didn't hit a slump.
Voting well. What?
I was worried that you were gonna hit a slump after that 2 stars.
I was worried, but I'm so glad I haven't. I'm reading all great things.
It worked out that you had like such really good books right after. Because I think if you would have went into a book that you weren't enjoying, that might have done.
You know, I lucked out because We Spread was for a book club, Migrations was for a book club, and then Brutal Prince was for a podcast interview that I'm doing in a week. And so I had to read these all. So I was like, let's knock out the ones I have to read first.
Yeah.
So ones that I'm like, I'd like to get to this. I don't feel it bad. And then I was like, oh, everyone picked fantastic books to start the year off. Although I think it's funny though, because We Spread, it was between We Spread and Just the Nicest Couple for that book, like Patreon pick. And like it was like 50-50 for like the longest time. And then like it went to like 52% in We Spread. And like the person whose Patreon it was like, it was Haley Hughes. She was really mad because she wanted to read this. And I was like, I'm kind of glad We Spread won because like this is tanking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard from people in BookTube, like on BookTube, but that it's not great. I don't.
Yeah, I haven't heard great reviews.
But
makes me sad. But it's fine. I'll survive. I bought it full price though, so I'm sad. I'm not a fantasy person, so this is gonna be my first time reading fantasy. Ooh.
I think it's probably a good fantasy to start with.
One.
As a fantasy person, I say that this is. I mean, if you've never read fantasy, this is probably a good starting spot.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that I would suggest other than this to start with is like Amari, because it's a middle grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, I think isn't Nevermore middle grade? I haven't read that.
Nevermore middle grade.
Yeah.
But like for something that is fantasy but also digestible, if you're gonna read a big series, Throne of Glass is probably like
it's a good starting point. I think I haven't read it, but I always say if you're going to start fantasy, try to start with YA. Like, don't just jump into epic fantasy. That's not a good plan.
And back in the day, like the first fantasy that I remember reading, unless you count The Giver as fantasy, which I do not, I count The Giver as dystopian. So the first dystopian that I ever read that I actually enjoyed was The Giver, but the first fantasy I read was Harry Potter.
Like, I was gonna say Harry Potter with mine too. So.
Yeah.
So, and then like that kind of opened up my world of fantasy. Mm-hmm. So I did kind of go from Harry Potter to like what would be considered high fantasy, just because I read Harry Potter and then I read The Lord of the Rings, the first in that. So like probably don't do that if you've never read.
Also, I would not recommend The Lord of the Rings as your first epic fantasy.
Now, here's the thing. Like, I grew up in a house of people that only read fantasy and horror. So, like, I didn't have a lot of, like, in my house, I didn't have a lot of other things to read.
Yeah.
But I definitely would not. Because, like, even as an adult, I've tried to reread Lord of the Rings, and I don't know what's happening. Like, I'll just watch
They're not bad. It's just not.
They're not for me.
They're very slow paced, and I just don't think they're the best starting point for someone in epic fantasy.
The one thing I will never read is Dune. I do not care.
I
want to read Dune.
I've tried, and it's just so.
That's more sci-fi, though, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, I'm taking it off because, like, Kayla from Books and Lala, like, there's certain books I just know that if she likes it and loves it, I'm like, I'm gonna hate it because, like, My Heart is a Chainsaw she loved, and that is a piece of garbage. The Ballbearers Club she loved, that is also a piece of garbage. So, like, I'm just like, I can't trust her for everything.
I love this.
I feel like Ballbearers Club, her liking it is not a popular opinion.
Yeah, I haven't heard most people like it.
Like, because most people I've seen read it give it like a 2-star.
Did not like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like even like Ashley, I think from Ashley's Little Library, like loved it or something, and I was like, I don't understand.
Because I took Ballbearers Club off of my TBR after I saw Rainey's review.
Oh, I couldn't even finish it. I hated it so much.
Because Rainey was like, I hated this book. It was terrible, and I was like, and we're just gonna.
I sold it like that day. I was like, get out of my house. Goodbye. Get out. Go with the trash. Goodbye.
I love that.
Okay, let me catch up on comments. My first time reading Throne of Glass 2. I've owned it for a while, just haven't read it. Yay, glad you're joining us. I have Nevermore. You should read it.
Oh, Nevermore's fantastic.
I'll read it one day.
I need to read this, but I feel like it's another series that I'm going to have to like actually buy.
Oh, yeah.
And I've already broken my book buying ban. Like, I've had to restart my book buying brand bingo thing like 3 times because I bought Throne of Glass and then I bought From Blood and Ash. And I'm like, girl, you need to stop doing that. But well, and the thing is I don't know that I don't think I actually started over when I bought Throne of Glass because I did tell myself that even with the book buying ban bingo, I would allow myself to buy books specifically for Besties Book Club.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I need the tangible, like the physical book.
Yeah.
So really the only book I've bought outside of that is From Blood and Ash.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't read that. Oh, she's on Empire of Storm. Nice. I had been working on getting my food handler certificate this whole time, and I just finished.
Yay!
Congrats! Exciting. And I lied. I have read fantasy. I read all the Harry Potter books. I mean, that's an easy mistake to make. Yeah. All right. Are we ready? Do we want to do one last sprint?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. How do I make this banner? I just type last sprint.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Lainey in a
I don't think I
do.
What?
You have to like click it to add it to the screen.
I did it. I'm learning. Now let's see if I can do this. Oh, I did that too.
Wow.
You're doing so good.
I'm such a fast learner.
You should switch last sprint to a banner or you're not going to see Neva's face for the entire
okay, well, how do I do that? Hold on. But I said it is a banner, is it not?
Well, a ticker.
Right, hold on. Let me trash it and try again. Oh, okay. Got it.
That's what it's called, a ticker.
The thing that moves across the screen.
That's the one.
Yay, got it. Look at me learning all the things. Okay. Happy reading. Hello.
Hello.
You.
That whole sprint was just people. If you would have watched me, I was just dying of laughter through that entire sprint. Like I was dying.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was so funny. I am past the point where it switches back and forth in timelines, and I am thoroughly ensconced in the craziness that is this book. And I was laughing so hard.
Oh, I just saw your thing in the message.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, the online dating thing, hilarious. Honestly.
It was literally so funny.
I was actually watching her because my camera was off at one point, and she kept laughing, and I was like, "Is she laughing?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, she's definitely laughing." And then I felt like a creep, so I turned my camera back on so I wouldn't put my face so close to the screen.
Okay, I might have to read this book.
You really, honestly,
it's very thinly now that we're past the back and forth. It starts off slow because there is this back and forth in timelines for a while.
Yep.
But I think that's probably necessary for something that's coming up and will make sense why that's necessary. But like now that it's fully ensconced in the hot mess that are these 4 aunts and this woman, it's very Finley vibes. Like
just know that all of the background crap that you have to read through at the beginning is necessary for the rest of the book. It's not something that like you're reading it and then you're like, wow, I needed none of that information. Like you do need the information.
No, it's too much of the first part of the book that it has to be important. I haven't gotten to the point where it's important, but like it obviously must.
I don't remember who told me this, but they were like, yeah, I skipped the first half because it was just back and forth. And I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Weird. Hold on, let me take this banner off.
Like if you
I didn't read. I'm tired, so I was just trying to stay up.
I got to 33%.
Nice.
The chanting, is that the I'm in the house?
Yeah,
the house is in the woods.
That was really weird.
And the woods have the trees, and the trees are in the woods, and the woods are in the house.
Yeah, no. I mean, this doesn't give anything away because I feel like you're not reading this book, then whatever. I'm at she just left the restoration center.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the tower.
Yeah, the tower. She just left the tower. That's where I'm at. I'm on the chapter of baby.
Yeah, I mean the chanting thing. I was like, what is going on?
I'm still understanding everything, so there's hope.
I was really like only half paying attention because by the time we got to the chanting, I was mostly understanding what was going on again. So I was only half listening, and then they were like, "I'm in the house, I'm in the woods, and I was like, what is going on?"
I definitely think if I was not reading this physically, like and listening to it at the same time, that I would be so lost.
I mean, I did both the first time. This time, because I've already read it, it's just a re-listen. Like I know what I actually am getting more of what's happening on re-listen.
I'm somehow keeping
so
it.
It's possible. Right, it's possible that this will go up in rating. I don't like to lower my ratings, especially if I've already rated them like on platforms like Goodreads or Storygraph or whatever.
Although I don't get, and maybe I'll never get, and I'm just gonna say this one word so I don't ruin things, but I don't understand the plasm.
I never did. That's the part where I'm the most confused. Is I never understood. I still couldn't tell you what that is.
Would you say plasma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever supposed to understand.
No.
Because it seems that the only people that understand it are the people directly involved with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm liking it though, and I'm understanding it for the most part. So
although I'm glad neither of you knew what that was, because I literally was like, did I miss the plot? Because I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
yeah, I feel like we're not supposed to, because like the main character also does not understand it.
No.
So since we're following her, since we're following Inez or whatever the hell her name is.
Inez.
I feel like we're not supposed to understand it because she doesn't understand it. She never knows what it really is. People just keep talking about it around her. So I don't feel like we're supposed to know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
If we are supposed to know, then I missed the entire plot point, and that's why.
Same.
Like an entire, because if we're supposed to know, then that's like an entire plot point that you're supposed to understand.
Yeah.
Even on re-listen, every time they bring it up, I'm like, cool story, bro.
I don't know. 44% of kindred. Awesome.
I need to read this. That's on my TBR for this year.
I'm on page 280.
Nice.
I don't remember what you're reading, but
Home Before Dark.
Oh, okay. She's reading through it pretty quick then.
Yeah, because I don't think it's that big.
It's not
400 pages.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
350, 400-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say 400 is like a lot, and I was like, Rainey, almost every book you read is 400.
Yeah,
that's like average. 350 to 400.
Like if a book is 300, I'm like, oh, that's short.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone, but unless a book is like over 1,000 pages, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
Well, no, that's a big.
Prior Orange Tree, Prior to Orange Tree is what, like 800, 600.
Yeah, I didn't consider that long.
But I feel like it looks as big as it does because the type is so small.
It is a hard DNF for me though. I'm never trying.
Oh, I'm never rereading it.
I'm never reading it.
I dare a person to be like, hey, I know that you buddy read this like a few years ago. I'm be like, yeah, you're on your own, buddy.
Well, I wouldn't call it a buddy read because I left you in the lurch. I read 50 pages and was like, I'm done, homie.
To be honest, the only reason that it even got done was because for the last 7 hours of that book, I was in the car. And I put it on 3 times speed with both headphones in and told Sam, I have to finish this book, so please don't talk to me for the next 4 hours. And then he didn't, and I finished it. And then I just sat like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I feel like I just did a lot of acid, and I've never done acid in my life, so I don't know what's happening.
I just know that I am the kind of person who will never read it.
I've watched the movie, but I won't read the book.
Nope. Not
it's not a desire that I have.
It's just like Stephen King had to have been on an acid trip at the time. He had to have been just hallucinating everything and then writing it into a book.
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see. I've decided it's a hard DNF because it was on my 30 before 30, and I was like, I'm not reading that before July happens. If I read it again, it'll be in October. But that considering that put me in the biggest reading slump of life.
That put you into a really bad slump.
That was a really bad slump.
To be honest, I think it was the beginning of my November, December slump as well.
I think it was too.
It caused my whole October, November, and part of December slump. So
well, I did the 8 books in 8 days at the beginning of November, and then I just hit a wall. I hit my 100. I think I hit 102 books for the year, and I just hit a wall.
I'm so scared. I'm coming up to a slump so bad.
And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, because I only made it to 111 books because I had audio. Because I wanted to read. Yep. I just could not make myself do it. So I was like, well, I'll just do audiobooks the rest of the year. And then I made it to 111. But Brittany was like, wow, dude, this slump is a beast. And I was like, I feel like reading nothing. But I think thinking back on it, I think it started with finishing it. I should have gotten a hold of you and been like, did you finish this? Because if you told me no, I would have DNF'd it. And so I should have followed my own advice and DNF'd it and just called it a wash. Because I'm pretty sure that's what put me in the slump for the rest of the year. Because now I'm on track for reading again.
Oh, good. Me too.
I'm having a great reading year so far, but I know it's going to continue, and then I'm going to just smack into a wall so hard. Yeah. Because I've read 10 books in 12 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I read 3. Well,
I know.
3 too.
Oh, I know. So I'm going to hit a wall so hard, and I'm just waiting for the day that happens because I feel like it's going to be
You've basically read a book a day almost.
Yeah. Almost.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of happened today because I did not finish those last 10 minutes of In a Dark, Dark Wood until 10 minutes before these ones started. I put the book down last night because there was so much going on here, and I did not read all day today because I just was and I only had 10 minutes left of the book. I could have finished it.
Yeah, you were so close.
What?
I was like, did Kelsea finish it? I thought I saw you had finished it.
Yeah, I finished it Was it yesterday or?
You finished yesterday last night before I put it down with like 10 pages left.
I think I'm gonna
we're so close.
I think I'm gonna binge read it tomorrow because I did find it on Scribd. My library.
Yeah, you totally could. It's
my library's hold for the audiobook is like months out. And I was lucky that I even got it as the ebook, but I returned the ebook today. I just I have other things that I'm trying to read on my Kindle. I need to make my Kindle Unlimited video that breaks down the 20 books that I currently have sitting in Kindle Unlimited. So I can read those. And then I also have a few arcs I need to read that are on my Kindle. And so trying to read library books right now is not it's not a priority, especially if I can get the audiobooks on Scribd and they're not terrible, which In a Dark Dark Wood is narrated by this Imogene lady, and she also narrated Stay Awake.
She does all of Ruth Ware's books.
Yeah, so I don't mind, I like her narration. So I'm just gonna listen to it tomorrow and just do it that way. Because the book, the 6 chapters that I read were very enjoyable. I just don't I just keep having to switch between that book and my arcs, and it's
pretty much everybody liked it.
I think so. I think we might have a few.
I think the lowest rating was a 4-star. It was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of, not of that, but of other books that came to my mind. Has anyone read Addie LaRue?
Yes.
I DNF'd it.
I'm reading it and I'm 20% in, and I don't know.
Honestly,
I won't read that.
DNF it.
Really?
I won't be reading it.
DNF it.
Okay, so here's the thing. The concept is really great.
Yes.
The concept is great. The execution is horrible. It is so repetitive. It is the most repetitive read that she lives for 300 years.
Yeah.
And learns 0 lessons and makes the same mistakes over and over and over and over again.
So
unpopular opinion. I know people like Addie, but I just no, this whole poor Addie situation, and it's not really about Henry. Henry is a secondary character at best.
I don't know who Henry is yet.
Yeah. So Addie LaRue, I DNF'd at, what was it, 75 pages in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm right about 75 pages in.
And I tried doing it all of the ways. So I originally tried reading it as an ebook from the library, and I just said, well, maybe I'm just not in the mood to read an ebook. So I bought it from Walmart, tried to read it as a physical book, and started because it has good quotes in it. I'll give it that.
It does.
So I was like, well, maybe if I tab the quotes that I like, that will make me want to read this book. Then I bought the audiobook off of Libro FM when I got a free trial for that. And it's still sitting at Libro FM at 75 pages in. And Crystal really liked that book. I think she gave it 5 stars. I know a lot of people that have read it and given it 5 stars.
Well, it has a 4.25 rating.
I think it just does because people who love V.E. Schwab really like V.E. Schwab.
Yeah, but I just don't feel I feel like there are other books that did that.
Also, I will say there is a movie called Age of Adeline.
Oh yes,
which has Lively in it, which is almost the exact same concept.
I love
watch that movie because
just watch the movie.
But the execution of the movie is better.
So significantly better.
If the execution of Addie LaRue was there, if she learned something, if she, I don't know, matured, grew, went to therapy, anything, acted like she met more than one Black person in her whole 100 years.
Yeah.
Yep, as Kiana said.
Yeah.
I would, or 300 years, whatever. I would maybe have finished the book. But the fact that you messed your life up in the beginning and no one remembers who you are, that
every person she meets has the same personality. She meets people over and over, and it's the same person, but it's not the same person. But I'm you didn't meet any different people.
It's the same person, but with different names.
How many pages is this?
Almost 500.
Oh my god.
Trust me on this.
But honestly,
watch the movie. The movie's great.
25%. I'm gonna
fair.
push through a little further. I'm at 20. And if by the next 5% I'm just not digging it, I'm gonna give up it. Although it was my buzzword read. So then it's like, well, dang it, I have to get another buzzword read.
Okay, but do as I say, not as I did, because I pushed through my buzzword and regretted that wholeheartedly. It was my first 2-star read of the year.
Here's the thing with Addie LaRue. I wanted it to be good, and I'm not even a historical fiction type person. I'm not that person. We all know. Yeah. But when I went to Brittany and I said, I think I'm going to DNF this, but I feel bad because I'm not a historical historical fiction person. So I feel like it's me.
It's not good historical fiction.
It's not you. Okay. I DNF'd it. Crystal was a little sad. And it's up on my Pango and not being sold because I think people.
First of all, there is no historical fiction in it. She lives through like 14 wars. None of them are talked about. Like literally nothing is talked about. The woman lives through 300 years of history, and you think nothing happened in the world for 300 years.
It said she was talking to some guy about some war, but then it doesn't even explain any. There was no.
It doesn't explain anything. It's like, oh hey, there was a war, and that's the end.
Yeah.
There was one point where she got to wear pants because she could dress up like a soldier, and that was literally the extent of the talk of that.
That was the extent of feminism in that book. I don't know. I just didn't.
No.
With Addie LaRue, that's a book that I'm kind of like, if you're really not enjoying it, just DNF it, because I feel like only certain people liked that book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't get why he remembered her. She only met one black person in 300 years.
Yeah, like she meets one black, I think it's a woman, one black person in your entire 300 years of life. Like, how sheltered are you? Where are you living? Because she's supposed to be in like New York.
Yeah.
You're telling me that in all of New York you met one black person in 300 years?
Okay. Oh yeah, and that says, how did she get to America? They never explained it. It had potential to be better, but she supposedly influenced all these artists.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's such a weird, it feels like V.E. Schwab was like, I wrote all these YA books because people are saying that her YA is good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, let me go write historical fiction adult. And it just was not good.
Well, I read Gallant by her and wasn't that impressed either.
Yeah. And
I haven't read Gallant. I've only read, I've read this one. I read The Near Witch and didn't really like that either. And read her first book in her middle grade series, City of Ghosts, which I did actually like. So maybe I just like her middle grade.
I just feel like I'm probably not going to pick up any more V.E. Schwab. Like Addie LaRue, just like the fact that I DNF'd it at 75 pages in, which wasn't even like 25% of the book.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Honestly, though, how far are you in?
Like 20%.
It's the same. It just repeats what you've read. Just repeats for the rest of the 500 pages. It's a very repetitive book.
I'm probably gonna end up being nothing yet. We will see.
It's very repetitive.
Well, dang it. All right, Philly. Hello, ladies. I'm reading Scarborough at 45%. Nice. I have no desire to read it. Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Misery was good though. 55 pages left of my book.
Ooh, so close.
Woo. Well, that's all the comments. But I'm gonna let these people go. Unless anyone has any final thoughts. Does anyone have any announcements?
I have sprints tomorrow, but they may be in a different location. So if the background looks different,
I thought you meant like channel location, and I was very confused.
No, like a different like physical location. Because I'm going over to my best friend's house tomorrow, I believe, my best in real life friend, to help her set up for her birthday party that is on Saturday. And so I'm probably have to run, I'll probably have to run sprints there. So I don't know, what the situation, I'm still going to do them, but I don't know what the situation will be.
8 p.m.?
8 p.m., yes. And then also, and there will be no Ari popping in tomorrow because she's not coming with me. So sorry if people just be showing up for my kid. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. But also, next weekend is 24-hour sprints.
Yes.
And those will start, I'm thinking, at noon on Friday and end at noon on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think everyone here except Brittany is able to be there, like physically be on the camera. Or are you coming? I don't remember what you told me.
No, I can't come next weekend.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be able to come Friday, but not Saturday morning.
Also, Neva.
No. I mean, you know what I mean. Like physically, like in my state.
Physical, where we live.
Yeah.
And I have sprints tomorrow at 1 Eastern and Saturday. What time are we sprinting on
10
Saturday?
a.m.
10 Eastern.
Or 9 a.m. Is it 9 Eastern or 10 Eastern?
It's probably
10
10
Eastern.
Please hold. I'm going to look.
I know. I have like a good memory. Once I put it in my head, I'm like, I'll remember.
I'll probably miss the first sprint. But then
if I have this crap written down incorrectly, I'm going to literally cry.
It's 10 a.m. Eastern.
Kelsey's probably right. She knows
I
where
am. I know I am.
I'll be there. I should be there.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern.
You're at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, those will also be at my best friend's house in the morning because that's what Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna get like a different location probably both days.
So 1 p.m. tomorrow and 10 a.m. on Saturday.
And Chrissy says she can always.
And I think that's for your 24-hour sprints.
24-hour sprints. Chrissy messaged me on Instagram. Honestly, anybody is welcome if they want to be want to hang out on the camera. I'm not really good at like asking people to do it because I feel really dumb. Be like, hey, do you want to go hang out for 24-hour sprints? Even though like it's fun. I don't know. I just feel weird just like asking people to do that. Maybe it's like my fear of rejection.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I probably would be the same if I was doing this book club by myself, like getting people to do books hosting with me. I would be like, I'm never asking anyone. I'm gonna be alone.
That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure I said something to Brittany, and then she was like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, maybe we should have Rainey join. And then she was like, yeah, sure. And then somehow Kelsea just came in. So here we are.
There you go. She made it through.
we just randomly became a book.
We
club.
absorbed Kelsea in. That's what happened.
Just like she was like, is there room for one more? And we're like, the more the merrier. And then Crystal, I feel like Crystal is like an honorary.
Yeah,
I agree.
An honorary.
I know. I was talking to Crystal last night, and I was like, we need to find a time to sprint because I miss you. And she was like, what if we did sprints? And she named, like, I would have to be on sprints with her in 2 hours from now. And I was like, girl, that's 1 a.m. my time. That's not happening.
Yeah.
That's my thing too, is like, that's my thing too, is like asking Crystal because she has to do it in like the middle of the night.
The time change is hard.
And the time change is rough because I'm like, I love you, dude, but like, I mean, I could do them at 2 a.m. I'm awake.
I'm not.
But like, also, I feel like that it would be chaos. But I mean, her channel is chaos anyway, so like her aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be fine. But
yeah, I don't know. Oh, and last thing, there you go.
What time?
Yes.
Yeah, because we have sprints 10 to what? Probably 1.
We're doing 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well,
cool.
Now let the people go. Hope you have a good rest of your night. And we will see you. Well, they will see you tomorrow. I will not because I'm seeing Aladdin. There you go. Oh, she said noon.
I think that's right in the middle of.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
so we can come when we're done because it'll only be like an hour.
We could just
that's true.
We could just jump over because we're going till what, 1?
True.
Yeah.
Ish.
True. I think she's doing. I think she said that she is going to consistently do like 3-hour sprints.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Here's a good time.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.